Hey everybody, today I thought I'd share with you a great secret in life. The idea of these two words, don't flit. You might not know what that means, but I'm telling you, if you listen to this video and watch it, it could really help your life, especially if you're one of those people that by the time you reach the end of the day, you look back across your day and you think, that is the crappiest, most unfulfilling day I've ever had. I've been busy all day long doing stuff, but at the end of the day, I feel like I haven't accomplished diddly squat. What's the deal? What's going on? I'm going to tell you very simply, it's because this mistake of flitting, don't flit, is the lesson. And the great Hindu saint or Swami named Ramakrishna, he often told his disciples to dive deep. He said, dive deep, man. That's the answer. And in fact, that's what made the previous generations seem to be a whole lot happier than the current generation. You know, man. And flitting is not only a physical thing, it's like a spiritual thing too. If you plug your mind into these short attention span videos, 10 seconds, 30 seconds, and you just plugged in and one after another rolls up before you. Even if the videos are interesting, even if they're stimulating and just that you don't mind putting your attention on, basically. The problem is you're putting your attention on too many places. It's literally like having a field, right? And each place you put your attention, each area of interest, when you arrive there and you apply yourself onto that, it's like digging a hole, right? And so what happens is people that flit, they'll dig a little hole here, a little hole there, one there. And so by the end of the day, or their life even, they just have this field that's just pockmarked with, it looks almost sandblasted. There's so many bouncings from one topic to another. And they hadn't learned hardly anything because all they did was just sit there. And what I mean is they haven't really actively directed their mind toward something that they really want to learn. And that's why the previous generations were so happy. Because like my dad, and my mom, I'd often see them out back reading. They might only have had like 3 or 4, maybe 5 areas of interest. But without the internet, without all those distractions, they keep going back to those areas of interest. So it's like in each place they would dig deep. And so they would acquire things like languages and skills. And that kind of satisfaction that you get from doing that, that's what makes for a fulfilling life. And so as a modern example, there's this language site that when I went to it, I wanted to learn some languages, but the more I looked through them, there were like 12 to 13 that I wanted to learn. I thought, I'm just going to sign up for all the programs. So I did. So when I did my daily study, I would do one lesson in this, one lesson in another, and like that. And then what happened? 5 years later, don't even begin to ask me how good I am at even just one of those languages, So the thing is, I didn't discipline myself to rein it in and to dive deep on just one thing and get really good at that. And so the words are dive deep. And the thing is, even if they're worthy topics, like every one of those languages is worthy, still though, man, the discipline of concentrating and just picking one topic and really keeping with it. Because if you develop this short attention span, spirit, where you see a short video, 10 seconds, 30 seconds, whatever, and you're just plugging your mind in, and then you think, and then you also recognize that there would be value in meditating, or reading scriptures or something like that. what's going to happen is you'll you'll open up your scriptures, whatever tradition you are. You might read like part of one verse or something, and you think, okay, that's good enough. You'll close it because you have trained yourself to skip from one thing to another. And the thing is, you're not going to get good at it, and if you don't get good, you're not going to get that satisfaction. And indeed, do you want to be continually distracted in life with so many things and having your attention just bouncing around from one thing to another? That's one of the reasons, spiritual reason, that someone could feel frazzled. They just didn't do like they did in the olden days, where they would have just a few very interesting areas and dive deep into those. So this is an area that you may want to consider. You know, who's even deciding what videos are going to parade up before you? I mean, who is programming you? You've plugged your mind into that, and so you think you're evolving, right? You read all these news reports that never happened, and these opinions that are just BS, and you're sitting there. It's all you know, so you just faithfully become the product of the people that are farming you and your life and your intention to get you to just follow in lockstep, just like lemmings, whatever they decide that you're supposed to do, what products you're supposed to want and what products you're supposed to buy. You're just being farmed in that kind of a way. It sounds kind of weird. It sounds like a conspiracy theory, but really you are the product of where you put your attention. Everything you see, hear, smell, taste, feel, and think. You are in the middle of all of that, but the thing is, man, you can choose. Are you going to sit in front of that flippin' short attention span thing, or are you going to say, man, well, okay, at least these topics, I'm going to unsubscribe to all of these. This one I'm going to unsubscribe to. And maybe if you have to watch videos, maybe really use some thinking, some creativity, and decide on some that are really going to move you forward. And by saying that, just choose the few so you can dig deep into those subjects. And then when it comes time to like sit in nature, like, you know, could sit outside on a rock or something, you're not going to feel all antsy after you sat there for like 30 seconds or a minute. You're not going to be sitting there thinking, oh, I'm so uncomfortable. Why? Oh, I'm in nature, but I really need my phone. So I'll just look down and stare at the phone while I'm sitting in nature. Man, you got to free your mind, as they used to say in the 60s and 70s. Free your mind. So don't flit, and see if that helps you. And suppose your big lug of a boyfriend, young ladies, suppose your big lug of a boyfriend, for one reason or another, saw that you were flitting around and somehow it seemed like it didn't work out, and you want to know the right things to say to that big lug to get him to come back to you. Well, it's kind of unrelated, but I'm going to put a link below on things you can say and things you can do to bring your big lug back to you. Just look at the link below, and maybe that'll straighten you out. Anyway, much love. Bye. Please like and subscribe. Thank you.